We're going to be continuing our discussion of matrices for this video. Today we're going to be focusing mainly on finding the determinants and inverses of matrices. So this one, okay, the inverses were really, determinants is just going to kind of help us be a tool we're going to use to help us determine if we have an inverse of our matrix. And then we're going to also discuss how we actually find the inverse of a matrix. So the first thing that we're going to discuss, okay, is just some vocab words that we kind of need to be familiar with, okay? So the first one is a square matrix. So a square matrix is any matrix that has the same number of rows as columns. So basically, this is going to be a matrix if the number of rows you have is the same as the number of columns you have, that is a square matrix, okay? And the next one is the main diagonal of a square matrix is the diagonal from the upper left-hand corner to the lower right-hand corner. So if I look down here at this matrix A, my main diagonal, would this be diagonal from 5 to 4? Okay, because it's from the upper left to the lower right. Okay, then the multiplicative identity matrix is any square matrix named with the letter I, is what we're going to call it, that has all of the entries along the main diagonal equal to 1 and all of the other entries are equal to 0. So if I look here at this matrix, I, okay, notice on my main diagonal, all of my entries are 1, every other entry is going to be a 0. So this matrix, I, is going to be our identity matrix. And really the importance of an identity is basically an identity is something that, like, when we're working with numbers or matrices or anything, like maybe it's something I can add, subtract, multiply to a number to get back to the number I started with. So for example, when we talk about like multiplication with our integers, 1 is an identity because I can take any number times 1 and get that number back. So here with our matrices, when I have this matrix, okay, anytime I multiply any matrix, if it's a 2 by 2 by this identity matrix, I'm going to get my matrix back. Okay, so for example, we're going to try that. I'm going to try and take my 5, -1, 7, and 4 and multiply it by my identity matrix. Okay, so first row, first column, I'm going to do 5 times 1 is 5, and 7 times 0 is 0. Then first row, second column, 5 times 0 is 0, 7 times 1 is 7. Then I'm going to do second row, first column, -1 times 1 is -1, 0 times 4 is 0. And then second row, second column, -1 times 0 is 0, 4 times 1 is 4. So then I add all these together and I get 5, 7, -1, and 4 as my answer. Okay, I want you to try on your own. I want you to try doing this I times A and see what happens. All right, hopefully you notice that when I do a multiply, even when I flip it, you're still going to get your matrix back when you multiply by the identity. Okay, so if I do first row, first column, 1 times 5 is 5, 0 times 1 is 0. 1 times 7 is 7, 0 times 4 is 0. 0 times 5, 0, 1 times -1, -1. 0 times 7 is 0, and then 1 times 4 is a 4. Okay, so notice here I have 5, 7, -1, and 4. So I got the matrix A back even when I multiplied by the identity on the left-hand side. Okay, this is kind of one instance where matrix multiplication is actually going to be commutative. So when you are multiplying the square matrix by its identity matrix multiplication is going to be commutative. Sorry, this should be, okay. Then the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to be talking about determinants. Okay, so this, like I said here, determinants are really going to help us kind of when we start talking about inverses, they help us determine if a matrix has an inverse. So every square matrix has going to have an associated value called its determinant, and it's shown by using a vertical bracket. So right here, this is kind of the notation we use to show when we're calculating the determinant of a matrix. Okay, when we calculate the determinant of a matrix, okay, we are going to find the difference of the products of the diagonals. So for example, here I want to find the determinant of this square matrix. So I take my diagonal. Well, first I start with my main diagonal and I do A times D, and then I'm going to subtract B times C from it. Here they wrote C times B, but that's the same thing as doing B times C. Okay, so I multiply my two diagonals together, and then I subtract those products in order to define my determinant. Okay, when we're finding the determinant of a matrix A, we can denote it using this abbreviation for determinant and then A, or we can use the absolute value symbols. I will tell you I'm probably going to use just the abbreviation and the letter, just purely because, like this note says here, I don't want to confuse that notation with the notation for an absolute value. All right, so now we're going to jump into actually finding some determinants. Okay, so I am going to label each of these matrices a letter just so that way it's easier for when we're solving. Okay, so first I'm going to find the determinant of A. So remember here, when I find the determinant, okay, I'm going to find the product, I'm going to find the product of the diagonal. So for the determinant of A, I do 1 times 8 minus 5 times 4. 1 times 8 is 8. 5 times 4 is 20. So my determinant is negative 12. Okay. Then let's look at B. I want to find the determinant of B. 1/2 times 2 is 1. So I get a 1 there. Negative 1 times negative 2 is going to be a positive 1/2. So I'm going to subtract the 1/2. So my determinant of B is 1/2. Okay, then lastly, we're going to look at C. So I'm going to do 4 times 1 minus 3 times 2. So that would be 4 minus 6. So the determinant of C is going to be negative 2. All right, I want you on your own to find the determinant for the last three. So find the determinant for matrix D, E, and F. All right, so hopefully, so here when you find the determinant of D, okay, 4 times 1/4 is 1, negative 3 times negative 1/3 is 1, so this becomes 1 minus 1, so my determinant is 0. Okay, here on the bottom one, 1/2 times 12 is 6, 2 times 3 is 6, so my determinant of E is going to be 6 minus 6, which is 0. Then I want to find my determinant of F, so I do negative 2 times negative 4 minus 2 times 3, so that is a positive 8 minus 6, which is a 2. Okay, and that's how you calculate determinants. The reason we're kind of doing this, like I said, it helps us when we start calculating inverses to first determine if we have an inverse, and then we will also use it when we are finding our inverses. Okay, so when we talk about inverses, okay, a matrix, an inverse, what we mean by inverses is basically kind of opposites of each other or things that undo each other, that kind of stuff. So an inverse is going to be anything, if I add, subtract, multiply, or divide, that's going to get me back to whatever my identity is. So if you notice on the last page, we did 1/4 or 4 times 1/4, and I got 1. So 4 and 1/4 are inverses because I multiplied them together and I got my identity of 1. Okay, so the same thing is going to be true with a matrix. If I can multiply two matrices together and get my identity matrix out, so two square matrices, then those two matrices are going to be inverses of each other. So just a quick note, a matrix can have an inverse if and only if it is a square matrix. So only square matrices are going to have inverses. Okay, then here if it says if the product of the square matrix and the square matrix A inverse is the identity I, then A inverse is the inverse of A. So basically here, if I multiply A times A inverse and A inverse times A, and I get the identity both times, then A and A inverse are going to be inverses of each other. Okay, so now we are just going to do some practice, and we are just going to determine if these two things are inverses of each other. So in order to do so, I'm going to multiply these together. Okay, so when I multiply them, I'm going to do it down here so I don't run into my other problem. I do 2 first row times first column, so that's negative 20 plus 21. First row, second column, I get 12 plus negative 12. Second row, first column, I get negative 70 plus 70. Second row, second column, I get 42 plus negative 40. When I would add those together, I get 1, 0, 0, and 2. Okay, notice these are not inverses of each other since this is not my identity. Okay, and since it didn't run away, we don't need to even try it the other way. So then here, I'm going to multiply these together. To determine if these are inverses. And actually, I'm going to have you try this one on your own. So I want you to try and figure out, are these two matrices inverses of each other? Okay, so when I do this, when I do my multiplication, I have 2 times negative 2 is negative 4 plus negative 9. First row, second column gets me 6 plus 12. Second row, first column, I get 6 plus 12 again. Then second row, second column, I get negative 9 plus negative 16. Okay, when I would add these together, I get negative 13, 18, 18, and negative 25. Okay, those are not inverses of each other either because this is not the identity. What I'll just do is, okay, so now we know how to determine if things are inverses, so now I want to figure out how can I actually find the inverse of a matrix. Okay, so some things to note, okay, when I find the inverse, this formula right here is going to be the formula we use to find the inverse of a matrix. Okay, so notice I take the first thing you should do is you should, 1, make sure it's a square matrix, so make sure we can actually find an inverse. Then 2, you're going to find your determinant. Okay, if you see this note down here, it says if your determinant is 0, then your matrix is not going to have an inverse. So if you calculate your determinant and your determinant is 0, that matrix does not have an inverse. Okay, and the reason that is if you notice in our formula or in the formula we use to find our inverse, there's this piece here where I'm going to put 1 over my determinant. Well, if my determinant is 0, that's not going to work because I can't take 1 divided by 0. Okay, so then when your determinant is not 0 and it's going to have an inverse, what you're going to do is you're going to take your determinant and put it over 1. Then I'm going to have this matrix here. So notice here I switched the positions of A and D from the matrix A. Okay, so my A and D are basically going to flip positions, and then the B and the C, I would change their signs in order to find my matrix. And then what I would do is I would just multiply all of the terms inside this matrix by 1 over my determinant using scalar multiplication. All right, so now we're going to do some practice problems to determine if things are inverse, to find the inverse of something. So I'm going to look at this first example here. We're going to call this matrix A. Okay, first, it is a square matrix, so it's a 2 by 2, so I can find A inverse. So first, I need to find the determinant of A. So I'm going to do 4 times 1 minus 3 times 2, so that would get me 4 minus 6, so my determinant of A is negative 2. So I know I'm going to have an inverse. So remember, I would take 1 over my determinant, and then I'm going to switch A and B and the signs on B and C. So here to find A inverse, I'm going to take 1 over negative 2. I'm going to switch the 4 and the 1, and then I'm going to negate 3 and 2. Now my last step is just to take all of those terms times 1/2. So my inverse is going to be negative 1/2, 3 over 2, 1, and negative 2. Okay, this next matrix here, we'll call this B. Okay, that is a matrix. I can't try and find a inverse, because it is a square matrix. So here I do 1/2 times 12. So my determinant of B, 1/2 times 12 is 6. 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, so my determinant of B is 0. So there is no inverse because here the inverse does not exist. Okay, all right, so I'm going to call this C, and I want you to see if you can find the inverse of C. Okay, hopefully that one was a quick one for you, because if you notice the determinant of C, okay, I'm going to do 4 times 1/4, negative 3 is, 4 times 1/4 is 1, negative 3 times negative 1/3 is 1, so the determinant of C is 0, so the inverse does not exist. Okay, now lastly, last problem, why don't you go ahead and try and find, well, this one is going to have an inverse, so find the inverse of D. Okay, so the first one I need to do is I need to find the determinant of D. Okay, so I'm going to do negative 2 times negative 4 times 2 times 3. Well, negative 2 times negative 4 is 8. 2 times 3 is 6, so my determinant of D is 2. Then I find the inverse of D is going to be 1 over 2. Then I switch the position of these two, so I have negative 4, negative 2, and then I'm going to switch the signs on 2 and 3. Then my last step is just to multiply everything inside that matrix by negative 1, or by 1/2. So my answer is negative 2, negative 1, negative 3 over 2, and negative 1. And that is how you find the inverses of a matrix. So notice the determinant piece was really just to kind of help us set up to find our inverses.